Crazy 8's Race. Get ready, set, go. Gear up your math skills to create and play an exciting board game where you'll race to reach the finish. You'll move your cars on the game board when you roll the right numbers and see which player drives all the way to 64 first. The fun begins when creating a homemade game board. Your final product should look something like the one pictured here. This makes a great STEAM project for kids. Let them use their imagination to color the infield with cars, pits, crews, and fans. To create your board and play, you will need a piece of large paper or cardboard about 40 inches by 25 inches, a dark marker for outlining each square, crayons, markers, and stickers to decorate your board, a pair of dice, and toy cars, at least 2 for each team or player. Begin by drawing an oval or circle around the edges of your game board, with a smaller oval or circle inside to make a racetrack that's approximately 4 inches wide. I used a tracer, but you can draw freehand, no need to be exact. Next, divide your racetrack into quadrants like this. Divide one quadrant in half. Divide both of those parts in half to make 4. Divide each in half to make 8, and again to make 16. Repeat until each quadrant has 16 parts. Starting at the bottom, number each space around the track 1 to 64. Circle the multiples of 8, which are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, and the finish, 64. The multiples of 8 are special spaces on the game board. When you land on a multiple of 8, you then can bring another car onto the board into play. Continue filling in your numbers and coloring your board. Be creative with colors and patterns. Each player should have at least 2 cars. You may want to play for more for a longer game. It may be helpful to use the same color cars for each player, or affix a small piece of masking tape or sticker to distinguish one player's cars from another. Each player gathers its cars in the center of the racetrack at the start. Each player gets 1 roll of the dice on his or her turn. Players alternate rolling the dice. To begin play, one player rolls the dice and moves the total number on both the dice. In our game, red goes first. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Red moves 3 spaces. It's the yellow player's turn. 6 plus 2 equals 8. The yellow car moves 8 spaces. During the following turns, a player can decide to add or subtract the 2 numbers on the dice to move forwards or backwards on the board. So, for example, in this roll, 6 and 2, the player can add the dice together to go forward or backward 8 spaces, or subtract the dice to go forward or backward 4 spaces. The red player decided to move forward 8 spaces. The yellow player rolled a 3 and a 2. 3 plus 2 equals 5. The yellow player decided to move 5 spaces forward. On red's next turn, they rolled a 6 and a 1. Let's see why they decided to subtract 6 minus 1 to get 5 rather than add 6 plus 1 to get 7. The red player decided to move 5 spaces forward to land on 16, a multiple of 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16, or 8 times 2 equals 16. Remember, landing on a multiple of 8 allows a player to move a car from the start position into play. The game continues on until one player gets all of their cars to the finish line. they must land exactly on 64. On yellow's last turn, they roll a 6 and a 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Is it enough to win? The yellow player wins the game. Both of their cars have made it across the finish line, landing exactly on 64. When deciding whether to add or subtract with each roll, keep in mind that multiples of 8 are good if you need to bring another car out. Numbers ending in 7, 8, 9, or 0 are not good if you need to bring another car out because the die only goes from 1 to 6, so you can't roll those numbers. Math themes and vocabulary included during Crazy 8's race are number recognition, addition and subtraction, multiplication, and the term multiple, which is the product of one number multiplied by another number. Thanks for joining me, Mrs. Z. I hope you have fun creating and playing on your own racetracks at home. Visit us at the Tinley Park Public Library and check out Bedtime Math books, or visit www.bedtimemath.org.